This map first impressions video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Welker Farms for Farm Sim 19. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or in the in-game mod hub. This map is available for all platforms. And for those that may not be aware, this map is based around a real farm in north central Montana. Go ahead and load the map up here. A couple of the mods that we typically use to do map tours. And while the map is loading up, I want to mention that it's interesting that one of the things that Welker Farms is known for is their use of big bud equipment. We've got two big buds here on the map preview image, yet there are no big buds in the starting fleet. Now you may say, well, it's because there aren't any big buds default in the game. And that is true, there are not any big buds that are default in the game. But what I can tell you is it is possible to basically put a mod either embedded in the map, so it's there, or if Giants wouldn't have permitted basically the inclusion of one of their mods into the map default, there is a way to basically reference a mod in the starting vehicles, so if someone has the mod activated in game, then it will show up as part of the starting equipment. Got a small aircraft that does some flyovers here of the farm on the map, but that was not done. So it's kind of interesting. Now let's take a look at the starting equipment, since we're already talking about that. So we start with three case tractors, the Puma 240 CVX, the 7250 Pro, and the Quadtrac 620. So our three tractors range in horsepower from 261 to 692 horsepower. We have the Warrior Semi, and we have a pair of Massey Ferguson 7347S harvesters, which is kind of interesting because while I don't keep up with the Welker Farms channel, I thought that they were talking about getting a set of case harvesters, but I might be wrong on that. We have the New Holland skid steer, the Load King semi-trailer, Kinsey grain cart. We have a pair of Massey Ferguson 25-foot grain headers. We've got the Big Bud plow, the SPSL9. We've got the Limkin Gigant 12S 1600 cultivator. We've got the Kuhn Metris 4102 fertilized sprayer, the Breedle fertilized spreader. We have a loader arms, and bucket, and we have the skid steer pallet fork. And then we move into the custom placeables. We have the Mapper's Paradise grain silo. This is the grain silo that is here on the main farm area. We have a secondary grain silo that is off at a secondary equipment yard. We have shed 5, 4, 3, and 1. This is the fuel tank here on the main farm. And then we have some custom houses. Shed 2 there. And then we have another tank. This doesn't list it as having any sort of capacity, so I'm wondering if this might just be decorative. Got a pool that we can put down, and the farmhouse itself. So let's take a look at the placeables and see if we have anything else going on. No custom animal pens. Got a custom water station. This is for water. Fuel. Fertilizer, placeable fertilizer silos, placeable seed silo. Also does lime and herbicide, interesting enough. This does liquid and solid fertilizer. Have our two modded farm silos, just 100,000 liter capacity each. Very interesting there. Especially since the base game single bin silo is 200,000 liters. Got some decoration. We've got a couple placeable gates. Got some placeable houses and tanks and sheds. Some more placeable sheds down here. Hopefully one of these has a workshop trigger. And then we have the custom farmhouse. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map itself. Zoom on out here. Here we are at the map. So the main farm is right here where we have the number 2. But 2 represents this field, not this plot of land. Up here we have in field 11, or carved out of field 11, we have the secondary equipment area. Here we have our log sell point, a root crop sell point, our animal dealer. Down here we have wool and egg sales. Now there's an icon here for straw. And I'm going to show you this when we're up here at the animal dealer. There is a trigger up here, which I think is to represent this straw sell point. I think this icon is in the wrong place. We'll take a look at that when we get up there. We have our fuel, we have our farmhouse trigger, and then we have our farm silo. Got the grain sell point, the shop, the milk sell point. We've got also a couple spots around the map for placeables. You'll see there are no placed animal areas here at the start. You'll have to place these yourself. And if we start this map on on farm manager mode or start from scratch, most of these buildings, well, all of the buildings here at the main farm are gone. The farm silo over here in area 11 is missing also, but the 2 seed silos and a fertilizer silo, they are available. Let's take a look at the land that we own from the very start. We only start with the main farm here. We don't start with any farmland. And we only have $100,000 on new farmer. Let's take a look at the land prices. 2.1 million, 900,000, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 250,000, 230, 230, 240, 300, 300. What is a guy going to do? 300, 400. It's kind of interesting. But we have $100,000. Now, in farm manager mode, you can buy this plot for $153,000. And then you'll have a little bit of money to basically buy one of these couple of these little chunks of fields. But you'll then also have to put down your buildings and your silos and buy your equipment. So it looks like you're going to be taking a bit of a loan out if you're going to be playing this map from the get-go, or you're going to be starting with some small equipment. So here we have the farmhouse. Nice picture of the Welker family. Let's go over here and see. There we have our sleep trigger. Now around back in the Farm Sim 17 map, there was a dog. And we had a fun little gold nugget hunt. Kind of scavenger hunt thing going on. Don't seem to have that. There's no dog house around back this time around. Here's where the chickens used to be in Farm Sim 17. I want to see if these garage doors open. Well, I'm glad I don't have to search too far for a floaty thing. Car is levitating. So check. We have found the floaty objects. They don't open. I doubt that opens up. This one looked like it maybe opens. Go. That could be used as a little garage. Oh. Invest in levitating vehicles over here. Levitating mushrooms also. Sweet. Let's go ahead and take a look at these buildings. looks like it's a light switch. These doors open up. This door opens up. Not a big fan with how the doors open and close. Just seem a little strange. I've never seen garage doors open and close like that myself. And they kind of accordion up as opposed to, roll up on rails. Let's see, do we have a shop trigger in here? This is kind of their vehicle shop. Lift car up and down. Lift car up and down. Okay. Don't break the roof. Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. Trying to sneak through here. There we go. Yeah, those light switches were working. Come on, let's get out of here. There's a maintenance trigger on this side. And I'm not seeing a maintenance trigger in here. Now there's something there. That's a collision. I don't think riding up in there is going to work very well. But at any rate, small button. Nope. So there is the big fuel tank. There's our skid steer. Some of our tractors over here out in the open. And let's get on around the back. We've got our semi and our trailer. Then here is one of the farm silos. We've got a belly dump for the belly dump trailer. And we have a series of several individual grain bins. And then, oddly enough, around the side, we've got a bin with a pipe just sticking out the side. Way up. Yeah, to dump. So that's a little odd. Never seen a grain bin do that before. Typically they're out the bottom, and then you've got an auger that's going from the ground up and then dumping into a trailer. Okay, we'll go with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset here, and we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of an aerial tour. We'll end at the vehicle shop, where we'll buy our Mahindra and do a bit of a drive around. All right, let's take to the skies. You can see Field 2. You can see the main farm here is just carved out of Field 2. Just wraps around there. Let's go ahead and fly over here. Flying to the west. Go north. directly in front of us is the wool and egg sell point. Now on the map there is a dot for straw sales, but I don't think that is straw sales. I think straw sales is over here. And when we do our drive around, I'm going to show you, and I'll explain why I think straw sales is supposed to be over here. But this is our animal dealer, and what I think is our straw sales sell point. As you can tell, overall the map is basically flat. It is not flat as a board, but it is basically flat with if there's a hill, it's probably like a 3-foot tall hill. But that is the way it is in north central Montana. It is basically, as far as you can see, just endless fields. So here we have the secondary vehicle yard, where all of our basically implements are. Our 2 harvesters are over here. We've got another equipment shed. We have a secondary silo over here. Now this silo, we've got the belly dump, but we're dumping not into the center, we're dumping into the man access door on the roof. And then we've got the out pipe a little closer to the bottom on this one. Head up north, we've got a bit of a placeable zone up here where you could to put your animals or whatever else you want. Now this area is not flat as a board. There is a little bit of a dip in the middle of that there. Got some small forest area, the log and wood chip sell point. And we also have a root crop sell point over here. Let's fly just across the map. We're going pretty quick. Moving at a pretty good clip here. It's just there's so much vast space. According to the description, the Welker Farms own 10,000 acres that they farm. I don't know what the acreage is of these fields to as comparison. Got a bit of a logging area over here. Not a lot of logging available on the map unless you put your own trees down. Then over here we have the vehicle shop. Got another placeable area here for maybe animals or whatever. Got then also a placeable yard kind of over here to the back. Also, we have our grain sell point in the shop, as I said. Let's go ahead and land. Take a look at the sell points. I don't think we've done that. So we have one main sell point that takes most of our crops. Look at that. Nothing takes oats. We have oats in the silo, but nothing accepts oats. So pretty much oats are useless unless you have horses. Let's move on. We have a potato and beet and sugarcane sell point at the root crops area. We also have at the wool sale, we can sell our cotton, eggs, and wool. Milk is at the milk sell point, which is just below the shop here. Wood chip sell point up at the sawmill, and then the straw sell point will accept our silage, hay straw, and grass. There is no BGA here on the map. Here you can see our starting equipment. It's all fairly new with it's well maintained. Nothing is leased. Of course, we don't have any animal areas, and we do have contracts on the map here. So if we take a look here, field 19 is 17.37 acres. Field 7 is 12.53 acres. Let's see, let's find field 19 is here. And field 7 is up here. So that will give you a little bit of a comparative to see what maybe the sizes of some of these other fields are. Go ahead and get our Mahindra. And we'll do a bit of a walk around. Big Sky Equipment is a New Holland dealership. Let's head on down here and I'll show you guys where the milk sale point is. Milk sale point is right here, right behind the shop. Okay. We have our shop trigger there. Put some bollards up. We have our customize and repair trigger. We have a pair of customize and repair triggers. Interesting enough. This one didn't work. This one must just be telling you where it is. And the one back here actually is the one that functions. And here we have a placeable area. Let's see what this is going to cost you to buy. This is going to cost you $70,000 to buy. This placeable area just north of the shop is $25,000. The placeable over here that we showed you up in the north is $106,000. Pretty much all of the lands can be bought, even the land that is on sell points. Very, very interesting. Interesting sound for the gate there. So if you wanted to, you could put a placeable BGA down here if you wanted. Pretty much put anything you wanted down here. Kind of take you down and around one of the two kind of areas that have trees. Lots of storage over here. Sneak through here so we don't have to open this other gate. Oh, so we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Some downed trees. There's actually a downed tree over at the log sell point. In order to get into the log sell point, you're going to have to clear a tree out of the way. So it's kind of an interesting touch. Put fields in down here if you wanted. Or whatever. Just trying to sneak around. Get back over here to the sell point. Here we have that placeable area. OBS is doing some... Oh. That might help. OBS was doing some weird things there when I was getting around those trees. Here we have the entrance to... Again, that's a weird, weird sound. Or a gate. Oh. That's not the dump. Here's the dump house. Then we have to loop around. So we can come out through here. I find it interesting that there isn't a... this sell point doesn't accept oats. It's the only grain that is not accepted. Kind of interesting. Right, let's drive straight on north. There's really not much to see, so let's just do it in cab here. Just to our left is the wool egg sell point. Go on in here and take a gander. We buy eggs. We buy eggs. Now here is the trigger for the wool, cotton, and egg sell point. Okay. Up here, sign, it basically says wool, and wool, Woot, and Co. Shelby. Okay. But the actual trigger is down here. Let's see, that's just decorative. Our collision walls on here, so you could tip something in there if you wanted. But here's a trigger for what I'm guessing is the wool and eggs. Okay. Now, if we look here at this spot, if we jump to the straw, okay, here we are. But if we look, there isn't a trigger here, other than that's just where we jump to, and this trigger for the door. Okay, there's nothing really going on here. Let's go up here to the animal dealer, and I'll show you where I think the real straw sell point is. Before we do that, let's see if this building has a collision on it. It's kind of out in the middle of the field. Oh, it does. So hired help is going to basically avoid that. There are some utility poles that are traversing several fields. We'll take a look at those here in a little bit. Those do not have collisions on them. We've got Leg Arm Industries. So over here is, see, we have some bales here, and there we have a trigger. Okay, trigger's right there. So nothing is on the PDA for this area. All right, so clearly, I think the straw icon is in the wrong place. I think it's supposed to be up here. This is just decorative. That isn't actually fuel. And then your animal buy trigger right here. All the animals are listed. Head on down here to the crossroad, which takes us across the map, east and west direction, and also would take us past the main farm, which is right over there by that grove of trees. And we'll see where the basically see where the utility poles cross the fields. Here's the utility poles. Let's go ahead and dive into here and just drive through this one. Looks like we clipped it. Double back. See these utility poles have no collisions on them, at least at the field level. Probably do once we get down here to the road. Let's make our way over here to the other cross street. Make our way to the north. And the first thing that we're going to come to here to the left is the vehicle yard, I guess, the implement yard. Kind of windy over here. Right here we have the fertilizer triggers. Over here we have the bins for seed, lime, and interesting enough, herbicide. See our sprayer and our spreader are over here. Grain cart. There's our plow and our cultivator. Interesting, we didn't have a seeder in our starting equipment. There's our pair of harvesters and our grain headers. Here we have the secondary silo system, which we already looked at. Belly dump and our fill pipe over there. Pair of old Blizzard harvesters, cook stove. Then we have another shed over here. Wooden doors that we can make use of. And this is also the road you're going to have to take to get over here to the root crop storage. Let's go ahead and take this. And we'll wind our way up here to the root crop storage and timber area. We have forest and wood. Here we have kind of the storage building. We've got the dump station here for our root crops. Then we have kind of what looks like a root crop washing station over here. Kind of an interesting setup. This is a tight turn here. Wish they would have done a little better with the edge of the map, hiding that. You're literally right up here at the edge of the map in order to basically make the turn to head back out. Okay. Or if we were coming in this way, make the big turn get around this barrier. But this is the tree. This is a tree that is blocking our way into the sawmill area. We're going to have to clear that tree out of the way in order to get to our sawmill area. We have the log sell point. And we have the wood chip sell point right here. I'd say when you cut this tree out of the way, you need to be cutting it quick because, I mean, it moves a lot. And kind of get a little, well, you're gonna get a little sick with that. It's kind of a walking path. This wouldn't really be the path to take a big truck or trailer through. Kind of squeeze through here. Another downed tree that you're going to have to clear to get back here to this treed area. Then here, once again, is that large placeable area we talked about that's here to the north. And it's flat for the most part, except for a little bit of dips here and there. It's something to pay attention to. And guys, that is the Welker's Farm map. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of Welker's Farm? Is it everything that you've been hoping for and waiting for? Personally, I'm not a giant fan of huge, flat, square fields. That's not the way the American countryside looks like in my part of the country, so it's just a little odd to me to see endless fields. I'm more used to seeing endless hills and trees and such. But at any rate, it is the quintessential American flat, square, big field map. Until next time, guys, happy farming.